This is my final art presentation by Jasenia Vasquez, Intro to Humanities class, spring of 2019. A lot of time and effort went into this project, so I hope you enjoy. I chose my project based on the American painter Jackson Pollock. Pollock, whose full name was Paul Jackson Pollock, was an American painter who was born on January 28, 1912 in Coding, Wyoming. Jackson Pollock was a leader in abstract expressionism, an art movement characterized by the free associative gestures in paint, sometimes referred to as action painting. His work had enormous influence on many subsequent art movements in the United States. When he was growing up, he moved around quite a bit. While he lived in California, he came under the influence of Frederick John de Saint-Vrain Stravinsky, a painter and illustrator. Stravinsky was the one who led Pollock to spiritual explorations that helped prepare him with the exploration of unconscious imagery in his paintings the following years. In November 1939, the Museum of Modern Art in New York City displayed a Pablo Picasso exhibition titled Picasso, 40 Years of His Art. The exhibit led Pollock to recognize the expressive power of European modernism, which he had rejected before in favor of American art. He began to forge a new style. In the 1940s, he produced his famous strip paintings, which represent one of the most original bodies of work of the century and forever changed the course of American art. To produce this, Pollock would set his canvas on the floor or lay it out against the wall, then use the style where he would allow the paint to drip from the paint can. This form of painting uh, had a direct relation to the artist's emotions, expressions, and mood, and showcased their feelings behind the pieces they designed. Unfortunately, Pollock struggled with alcoholism throughout his life, and he died while he was drunk driving when he hit a tree on August 11, 1956. He was only 44 years old. The materials that I used for this project was a blank 11 by 4 canvas, paintbrushes of various sizes, acrylic paints in a variety of colors, yarn, and a plastic table cover to cover the floor from paint splatter. I purchased all the supplies from Michaels and Hobby Lobby. This is the color chart that I referred to throughout the week as I was making and designing my piece. I did this project over the course of a week to capture the different emotions I had. Every day I would refer to the color chart and use the colors to drip according to my emotion. Whatever I felt, which would usually be a slew of emotions, I would find the best color fit according to my feelings. Every day for 7 days, I would take some time and lose myself in the artwork I was creating. It started to become my peaceful time after a few days. Although some days I was using the same hue as the day before, the intensity of the hue would change according to how strong my emotion was. I felt that there was some repetition with the colors due to there being some repetition with my emotions. Once the painting was dry, I added yarn to give it a three-dimensional feel and used the yarn as the focal point of my artwork. This is what my project looked like after a week's worth of drip painting technique and adding yarn to it. As we compare both paintings side by side, I believe that both paintings explore the same social angle, body and mind. Pollock once said that painting is self-discovery. Every good artist paints what he is. I do believe that painting is a form of expression, and Pollock was capturing his expression through art. He used oil, enamel, and aluminum paint while I used acrylic paint. One of the challenges I faced while doing this project is the drip technique. Although it may seem simple, it certainly wasn't. At least to me, it wasn't. I had to practice on several canvases before feeling comfortable enough to use the technique and actually begin my 7-day exploration of emotions. I was also afraid I was going to run out of paint from feeling the same emotion over and over and thus using the same color again and again. I initially thought that this project was going to be a piece of cake, but the truth of the matter is that channeling your emotions, then trying to express them through an artistic medium is anything but easy. The amount of thought, time, and effort that goes into just one piece is more than I could have imagined. I definitely have much more appreciation towards artists.